Thank you and welcome to Andre Renee's Creative Cafe. This is a show that focuses on the arts and our artists' God-given talent. We strongly believe that you are your passion. And I'm in the studio with new friends. These guys are totally hilarious. We're trying not to laugh right now, but Tina is, you won't hear Tina's voice at all, hopefully. But I'm going to stop looking at her. So she's trying to make me laugh, and it's not fair. And so we are with waxed hands. And if you don't know what waxed hands are, you will today. A lot of people know what waxed hands are. I'm new to it. They were my neighbors at the South Lake Mall, and they gave me wonderful, wonderful tour of what they do. And it's just so wonderful. So I thought to myself, I had to have them on the show because they deal with a lot of children. And you guys know my passion is to educate the children and to make sure they have a better lives. And these guys are great at entertaining them. So, hey, say hello to our listeners.
All right, Andre, I appreciate it. My name is Rick. It's good to talk to you guys out there. We started this company. It's a very awesome company. We started it about 7 years ago.
Okay. And
what we do is we make life sculptures of people's hands, and also babies' feet, 6 months and under. It is a lot of fun, like you said. It's a fun environment is what it gives people.
Yes.
And that's what we're constantly. Providing and also playing with, like we do here.
Right.
With the three of us. We had a lot of fun at the Maryville Mall.
Indeed.
You got to see a lot of kids experience this. A lot of families go through this experience with the kids and really enjoy it and have a lot of fun.
I'm hiding my questions. He's trying to get my questions.
So that's kind of what we got going on. Like you said, it's really similar to what you have going on with the experience of kids, for sure.
Yes. You guys started in 2013.
We did.
What did you do before?
Before that, I did a lot of work with my dad. My dad had a company when I was a teenager, and we spent a lot of time working together. After that, I spent some time in the construction field doing a couple, different kinds of jobs. And, never really finding something that really stuck with me.
Okay, so in the construction business, and that's a good point to make because we have another question that's going to be so wonderful. So what wowed me about these guys, not that they were so hilarious, because they're so hilarious. The father, he's not here, he's funny, he's cool. Tina's here, she's the better half. She was keep Rick grounded, and by the way, his name is Rick. And so we are happy to have them here together, even though her mic is off intentionally because she liked to steal the thunder from my jokes. And then she brought coffee or tea or Ripple. I don't know what's in it. And didn't bring us any because Rick is not drinking it. Oh, you're drinking hers, right?
Yeah, I was just stealing it from her. Just hot chocolate.
That's up. So you are in construction. So is this a business for you or is this a passion?
So you know what? This did start off as a business for me, and I think that it kind of grew into a passion because, and if it didn't, it wouldn't be the business that it is right now and growing and being able to offer this experience to so many people. I think that that's with any business that is out there. It has to become your passion, and you are able to run with it.
Indeed, you have a wonderful, wonderful setup. So. Before we get to your setup, your better half, Tina, she told me that you was actually introduced to this when you was a kid. You had wax hands done as a kid?
I did, yes.
Do you still have those hands?
You know what? I do not still have those hands, but I do have some plaster hands that we made at that time.
Right.
Still left over from being a kid. So it wasn't so, I don't have the hands, but I do have the experience that from... making that hand as a kid. And that was something that definitely stuck with me over the years that brought me to this point, to where I am today. And, as a kid, going there with my family, the same thing happened to me that my company right now offers to so many families is we went there and as a family made these waxed hands, made these sculptures, and what we did is we went and we trapped time right there,
Indeed.
And every time we look at that hand, we get to remember, my mom and dad standing there, my sister in line behind me making her hand, and being able to go right home and feel that, with that awesome piece of sculpture that you just went to go make yourself.
A piece of you in brittle fragile. I broke 3 of my 2 hands. Memories. I broke 3 of the 2 hands that I got for free.
And you know what? And that's the thing is they are very fragile when they're done. Okay.
Yes.
And the biggest thing is kids want to stick their hands back inside of them after they make them, and it breaks them. And what breaks more than anything is their heart when they break their hands. Because we've had people come back to the mall and go, "Oh, she broke her hand in the car, and she's been crying ever since. You know, we had to go and make that." So you know it is. And that's usually what happens is the first one breaks, and then the next one after that, they don't let anybody touch it or get near to it because it is near and dear to them.
Yeah, I have the one that's completed, that's not broken, in the sacred part of my house. You need a ladder to get to it.
Yeah,
and so we're good to go. I love the fact that you guys create memories, and memories that last a long time. You still remember going there when you was a child. And even your father and Tina, well, your father, but whoever told Tina, she told me, so it was a memory. So that's a lasting impression. And when you first did it, I never heard of it. So when you first did it for me, I was like, wow, this is my hand. Actually, you told me, it's like, that's your hand, right? And I'm the one that stuck my hand in the water. And I was like, you're right, that's my hand. That's the size of my, I got a little bitty hands. And so I was excited to have that, and I had my cards on there. And while we were selling books and you were selling your hands, I was like, dude, that's my hand. So I really, really love that. So that planted to see back in the day of this is what I want to do.
Correct. Yes.
That's so awesome. So that planted to see, you have the different varieties because you offer glass one, right?
You do. And then you know.
I do. Or you do.
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. We do. Wax Hands does. So what we do is we are. The cool thing about this is there's endless possibilities and varieties of what we can do because everybody can shape their hand in any kind of position that they can think of.
Yes.
To do these life castings and wax and also plaster.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your imagination's the limits, and as you're working with the artist, you're creating this masterpiece together.
Right.
So there's varieties. So, but as you talk about, like with these crystal hands, we're able to use the casting of your hands and pour resin in there to make your hands turn a crystal statue of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with babies. 6 months and under, you can get good molds of their feet, and it's able to, be little crystal babies' feet.
So, step 1, waxed hands with many colors.
Correct.
Anyway, you could throw up the peace sign.
Right.
You could throw up the hello sign.
Correct.
You could throw up the you just passed me sign.
You can do whatever your sign that you can picture in your mind.
Right.
It's your imagination, and what it is you go through the process. The first thing is you go, as you know, you made one.
Right.
You're putting your hand, you're making it a little bit cold for a second,
yes.
right?
That's
then you go and you put it into what feels like just a warm bathtub.
Right.
Then you go into the next solution, which is a very interesting feeling.
Right.
I think is weird is what's described by everybody doing it because it's something that you've never really felt before.
Right.
And it feels so cool and it feels so amazing on your hand. And again, that's just like your books. When those kids are sitting with their parents reading your books and when they're reading your books, they're remembering that experience. Constantly. And that's just that's all. That's all we're left with in life. At the end of the day, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful to go back to.
Indeed, you told me you're not going to keep your hands straight. Try to keep your hands straight. And he told me what my hands was going to do, right? And so I'm looking at Rick. I was like, I could control my own hand. And sure enough, the first wax hand, we had to trash it because I couldn't control my first hand. And I was like, well, what am I doing? He's like, it's a natural response. Everyone do it. So the next try, I'm not going to say it was the second, third, or 15th try. I'm not going to say that we went through all these tries. I'm not going to say it. Please don't you. And so, was that whispering? And so, sometimes you have to hold a grown man's hand so you can tell him, don't bend it.
Oh, that's right. You have to control a grown man.
I know, right?
And us two grown men sitting here, we know how hard we are to control.
I know, right? But I thought I had it under control. But then you have these kids that get it right on the first time.
They do.
And I was like, that was love. That's not me hating, but I'm just saying that's love. They don't know how to control.
No, they know how to listen, though. You know what?
Oh, okay.
And that's what the older we get, the less we listen and think a lot in life. And
ladies and gentlemen, he just told me I don't listen. But we're gonna take a commercial break, and these commercial breaks are brought to you by Andre Renee's Spiritually Cafe, Spiritually Spoken. I should know my own CD right. Streaming today on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you're streaming. Andre Renee's Spiritually Spoken. And then we're back with Andre Renee's Creative Cafe. Thank you, guys. I'm really happy that you guys tuned in. And we have waxed hands. And how can we contact you?
So the way that you can contact Waxed Hands is you can visit us on our website. Our website is www.waxedhands.com. That's WAXEDHANDS. You can also get a hold of us at 815-210-7443. You can get a hold of Tina. She does anything that involves, if you want to hire an artist for a birthday party or anything with your schools and park districts and churches. If you can also visit the website to see videos, because I'm sure you're sitting out there wondering, what are these guys talking about exactly?
Right.
So the website has a couple of videos that shows the process and exactly all that goes down, and different, the varieties like you talked about, and pictures. Gives a visual of what we're talking about here.
Indeed. And it's a wonderful process. I've seen people, when we were at the mall, stop and was totally amazed at the whole process. When you take the baby's hands, and even though when they're uncooperative, even they kept their hands straight. Go figure, right? And when they're uncooperative, you know what to do with that. And so you guys do a wonderful job. I was blown away by it. Let's go to phase 2 of your waxed hands. Now, we know we have the waxed hands with all the colors and all the signs that you can make. Now, phase 2 is the white stuff you put in the middle. What is it called?
Correct. That's plaster.
Plaster. There we go.
So what that is you're using that wax cast that you made. You're pouring the plaster inside of there. That goes and it hardens up into a rock. And what has happened is everything that wax has touched on your hand, your fingerprints, your fingernails, even the hairs on your hand, are embedded into that wax so that it goes and it shows up in the plaster when you peel the wax off after the plaster hardens up. And what's really neat about this is, the waxed hands is fun. And they'll actually last forever if you're careful, like you said, put them way up on a ladder, 10-foot ladder to get to them. But the plaster ones are showing the detail of your hands. Couples that have gotten married, they can even have their rings in it, so that's showing that they're wedding bands.
With the plaster?
Correct, yeah. You're able, like you said, we got to play in the wax, it's a lot of fun, but the plaster you're able to do so much more with as far as, showing that. I make the, people take off rings when they make the wax hands, you have to take your ring off. But when you're making plaster, you get to keep that in there, and you're able to trap the image of that ring in there, which is really cool.
How much is that?
So the plaster ones are about $35 per hand. You're doing holding hands together is only about $50. The crystal ones are, like you saw, they're rock solid crystal. They're a little more expensive. They're around $150 to $200 a hand. The waxed hands, however, are only $5 a hand.
Right.
Wherever you're at, it's it's only a 2-minute process. All the the plaster and the crystal to make those hands, it's a little more time consuming, and we work with the families a little bit more and go, well, what exactly do we want to capture here? And and the waxed hands is more of takes 2 minutes to make a hand.
Right.
And you're able to get the baby's feet really quickly done, and get them a really cool keepsake, nice and quick, which makes it really good at a birthday party, or a function like that. Anywhere you're entertaining, it's one thing to have a cool face painter there, but to be able to walk away with your hand afterwards at an event, in a sculpture like that, it's really neat.
They had face painting this week at the mall, they took it to a whole nother level.
Did they?
Some children came by with their parents, and while they was purchasing my wonderful children's books from ARRights.com, that's ARWRITES.com, Andre is the greatest. Can I say I'm the greatest?
You can.
Okay, I just did that. Oh, Jesus. I got to work on that, right? And so they took it to a whole nother level. They had the stars, the moon. It was like layers and layers. I've never seen a face painting. Now, my daughter's 19, so I've seen face painting 18 years. But at the end of the day, it's like it's a whole nother level.
All right.
And so that's just like the crystal. It's a whole nother level.
That's just it.
And the wonderful thing that I like about this, if I could get you to look at the cameras, I love the fact that you agreed to give me a crystal hand for free. I mean, I cannot even imagine how you could just want to give me $100 to $250 for free because it's Christmas and my birthday passed and we're just best buddies. And we're laughing. Ladies and gentlemen, he has turned red. I think red means no. So let's go back to the plaster.
Okay.
Oh, seriousness. So you do the plaster. So we have the waxed hand. You have this brittle piece of thing. So when you do the plaster hand, does it start with the wax?
It does.
Okay.
You're using that. See, the other thing is you can also pour plaster inside of just a waxed hand to go and reinforce it, and you're not peeling the plaster off.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's something we were
Right.
doing a little bit more at the mall and playing with. It's not $35. It's a lot cheaper. It's only $5 for a kid to go and reinforce this hand. But what it does is it goes and takes away that problem, like we talked about, with the kids wanting to stick their hands back inside of it, and the parents breaking it, because those are the ones that break it more than the kids.
Right, because somebody broke mine. I don't know who it was. It was probably the mall supervisors. Did we just do that? So, that's an inside joke for us. And so that's wonderful. So I could take my plaster hand or my waxed hand with the wonderful colors, and then we could shove plaster in there, and it's a lot stronger.
Correct.
Because I saw that on your desk. Now, what I want to have an understanding, because I'm shopping, ladies and gentlemen, I want a plaster hand with my logo, and so that's with the ring on there.
Right.
So how do we do that?
It's the same way. So it's anything you're able to go. What life casting is you're just stopping time, and you're going and transferring that time from your hand, your face, your baby's feet, whatever it may be, and turning it into plaster.
My face?
Right. You can do your face. I had tried my face before. Actually, my dad. I've even made a sculpture of my dad's face like that.
Wow.
So there's a lot more. The life casting can get really intricate. Maternity, when women are pregnant, they like to get castings of their bellies. Because again, we're trapping time.
Indeed.
So that's what we specialize in a lot. Is just how do you want to trap time? There's a lot of different options, ways we can work with you, and it's all fun. And
wow, that's wonderful. So if you're pregnant, ladies, not gentlemen, you can get your belly plastered. Dude, that's wonderful.
Right. We don't discriminate.
Right.
Oh, the guys also that are pregnant.
Let me tell you something. Remember that one guy tomorrow? And the Lord said, and we thank God for being on the Christian radio show.
Yeah.
And so, hallelujah, just a friendly reminder. So, and now Tina is red. And so this is absolutely wonderful. And so that's wonderful. I think that should be on the website as well. Because I've seen your promo. You have a wonderful display of the TV there. You had it voted down because it looked like right from my bedroom. I couldn't take it. And so it was a wonderful thing. And you had the commercials that was wonderful. So when State Farm called you the last time, how many people were there?
Oh man, what State Farm does is they hire us out at different events and have us come out to do different things, and people have stayed in line for 2 to 3 hours before to go through this experience with their family, and then they've gotten up there and they've said, you know what, that was worth it.
It is. That's the point actually I was trying to make. People will stand in line for you guys for 2 and 3 hours because you guys, first of all, I love that. I was hoping Dad would be here because I wanted to have some more jokes with Dad. Dad was a cool guy. And so you guys have a wonderful chemistry. You guys are wonderful. People want to deal with you. You know exactly what you're doing. And after these commercial breaks brought to you by St. Augustine Episcopal Church in Gary, Indiana, we're going to talk about the mechanics of the equipment that you created by hand.
That sounds cool.
Be right back. And we're back with Andre Renee's Creative Cafe and Waxed Hands. And ladies and gentlemen, if you was listening earlier, he didn't agree to the crystal hands for free. He's still not agreeing to my crystal hands. Let's talk about that one more time so people know the Mercedes of what you're doing.
Okay, so this crystal hand, what is so special about this is you're able to see through it. So what's neat is you can put a light under it and make your hand glow. There's pictures on the website when you get into the plaster hands areas to really get a see of what these things look like.
Right.
It just, and also at waxedhands.com, and you can get a hold of us to find out more information about specifically, some other examples of what people have done with them. But they are, like you said, the Cadillac of life casting, and the reason being, just the detail again, along with the same as the plaster. I don't know. It just has more magic to it. As you saw with them, it's got some kind of glowing magic coming out of those things, And I think about, especially with the baby's feet.
Right.
There was this bronze feet for however long ago. Everyone got bronze shoes.
Right, I remember those.
Bronze shoes.
I remember those. Right.
Now we can make, we've got the technology to make baby's feet in crystal. How cool is that?
Yeah. I grew up in the project, so we had wood feet. So we didn't have a bronze feet, we had wood, and we had to carve them myself in shop class.
All right.
On lunchtime, they wouldn't let us do it, so we stuck in there. I mean, there we go. Listen, your machine. Let's talk about the jack, how you created it. Shortly, tell us how you made because you don't have the normal machine. You have a total custom machine.
Correct. So, there's not very many people out there making waxed hands.
Mm-hmm.
So, what happened was when I started doing this, I went and had to go and figure out, what is the easiest way to do this? And I want to be able to get this to people and be able to do everybody, every age, and let them be able to experience this.
Okay.
And it's all about, the tools. Everybody, your tools that you use. And what, as a waxed hands artist, our wax melting units is our tool. And what we did is we made it as small as possible, but to be able to do what we need to do. And it also goes up and down depending on the guest size, the kid size, and you're able to, go and adapt to any situation.
Right.
So, the neat thing is I grew up with a very ingenuitive dad, and he always made me, had me right involved with everything we were doing, fixing cars, whatever it made, every kind of crazy project. And if it wasn't for those experiences, this machine would have never been able to, be built like that.
Right.
So, I was very fortunate in that aspect of it. And then, just with everything with this company, with this machine, it's just you have to, in business, adapt to what people are telling you.
Right. You have the trailer, you have the custom machine, you have a wonderful product. You didn't reinvent the wheel, but you perfected it. So the perfection comes with the wonderful you guys are wonderful. You guys make the experience wonderful. You guys make people feel at home, comfortable. We love that. So that's a good business model to have. People want to call you, and then you have this wonderful custom machine, and then you sell machines too.
Correct.
So if somebody want to get, and if someone is interested in joining, doing what you do, you will create them a machine.
Correct. There's the demand for this service out there. Of being a waxed hands artist and creating this experience for people. And again, check out the website, waxedhands.com,
yes.
WAXEDHANDS, and you can go to the wax melting unit page, become an artist page,
Indeed.
And it gives you a little bit more information about, what you do as a waxed hands artist and what you're creating and what it takes. So,
Rick, thank you so much. Wax Hands.
Thank you, Andre.
Thank you so much. Tina, you want to give a shout out real quick? Like a hey, hello.
Hey.
We got the hello.
Hello.
All right. So hopefully we got Tina. Hey guys, what would Jesus do? That's the segment that we come to today. And this is going to be my third day in a row. What would Jesus do? Jesus would say, third time in a row. Jesus would say, why America, why? And so I'm stuck here because it's real. What would Jesus do? Police are still killing. The fire in California claims so many lives. Our leaders are saying that somehow it's our fault. We have people, America, seeking asylum in Canada. That means they are truly trying to leave America. So why America? Why? Why are we so divided? Why are we going through what we do? Please love somebody today. Please love someone today. Pray for your family. Pray for yourself. Pray for this nation. America needs our prayer. So thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in to Andre Renee's Creative Cafe. We want to thank our guests for stopping in. Thank our guests for giving me that crystal for free, I hope. And we want to thank all you guys for listening. God bless you. I love you. Every Sunday, 6:30, Andre Renee's Creative Cafe. Buy my books.